Good day, everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future. Trade in all our videos for educational purpose only. Excuse me. We have a very good trend in CL, YM, NASDAQ. They're all trending very well. The ES is stuck, is not moving very well. So you gotta be aware if whatever auto trade you are using, your bet is much better on the CL and NASDAQ and YM, and maybe you need to skip the ES for now. Let me show you, explain to you what happening. Last time we were doing a webinar, I forgot the microphone off, so I hope this time you can hear me. We hit the institutional target on the NASDAQ to 24,928. If we look at the market condition is the sellers over the buyers, and all the momentum, all the market analyzer is to the downside. So forget if you are auto trading, doesn't matter what kind of auto trade you are using, you should not go long. However, if you see the NASDAQ go back to this number here, 24,963, this is a re-entry short, but you should not go long. Maybe you will have a small trade from here to here, but it's not even worth it, because what happened, I don't know if you see from the previous, for the last few years, always when we hit the institutional target number 2, usually the market stay neutral between target 1 and target 2 for 30 to 40 minutes. So what you are experiencing right now, after we hit the target 2 institutional number, the target 3 is for the afternoon. Sometimes we hit it before 12 o'clock, but normally it stays between target 1 and target 2 for the next 30-40 minutes. Now, if we look at the ES, the ES is stuck on that channel between a resistance on 6,754 and the support 6,747. If we look all the European hours, which I was trading on the European hours as well, and I couldn't get anything out of it. I couldn't. The market was very flat, so I didn't take any trades in there. But I got up. I normally get up early, trying to catch some trends early in the morning before the markets open, and I was not able to take any trades on the ES. So as you see right now, the ES is really suffering with the 67.54. What we need to see the ES breaking the high level and start climbing over the 67.59 before we start calling it long. At this moment, the ES is not tradable. Don't think you have a magic power on your auto trade that is gonna make money either direction. Right now, any auto trades require movement for you to make money. When there is no movement, your auto trade become useless tools. So as we see right now, speaking of the devil, the NASDAQ is coming right to the re-entry point right here. And we should not, at this moment, take long, because it's not over. It's just a pullback. You have the sellers over the buyers, and you have the market analyzer. Most of it is in red, and this is no for a long trade. I hope this microphone is working today and everybody can hear me. And if you see, look, this is where we call the re-entry for you, and it came in right on the spot for the re-entry. So this is a very good. You have no chance to take a long trade on the NASDAQ. You have no chance to take a long trade on the NASDAQ. So right now, what we are doing, the ES is useless. The ES is useless. And even on the scalper, we have very good scalpers. And even on the scalper, this is a reversal scalper. This is the first trade for the scalper, and it's not swing trading. What you are looking here at those charts, they are swing trading, but this is the first. This is a reversal scalper, and it took the trade in a perfect area from the support. And if you notice, it is going up, but this is a scalping, and not every scalper works. So there is a lot of whatnots out there within ATRs, and which we have seen how many ATRs has been tweaked on the cheap apps, putting buy sell signals on just a stupid ATRs. It's just a moving average and making it look professional. So it does not work this way. So this scalper here is a reversal, and if we notice here, the first trade broke even, and oh, thank you, Adil. So the sound is good today, and it is a perfect entry on the scalper. But also, I'm not expecting that trade is going to make money. You can close the trade if you want to manually, or if you want to, you can leave it. But it's going to hit the resistance again, and it's going to rebound from those area here. I don't see, if we look at the ES, the buyers almost equal to the sellers with a 6 different time frame. This is not just a stupid, thank you, Ben. This is not a stupid indicator, but then you can see the market analyzer is mixed. When the market analyzer is mixed, and here there is a mixed, and then you have the bears is 59, the bulls are 49. They're almost equal, so there is no use to take the trade at this moment until we see some movement breaking those area here, and then pull back re-entry, confirming the used to be a resistance become a support. Then it is we go ahead and activate a long trade. This auto trade, he took a reversal on a perfect area on the reversal, but it does not mean it's gonna stand. Right now, the ES is trying to break all those resistance. If it does, then we're gonna have combination. If we look at the market analyzer, now we have two sell position. On the ES, we have one sell position, two long position. On the NASDAQ, we have a 3 sell position, 3 confirmation that it is short. So always try to look at the market analyzer. And as you see right now, the YM on a 3 position long, the NASDAQ on 3 position short, and the ES is a wishy-washy one. So that's mean immediately when you open your Ninja Trader, even if you're not a professional trader, sometimes you cannot just depend on a stupid indicator. It doesn't matter who's this indicator belong to, but this is indicating that the market is not in sequence. To the most auto traders, to the most manual traders, the first things you need to see on the market analyzer, that the market in sequence. When the market is not in sequence, that means your auto trades are not going to perform today. Now, if you are in an early trend, like what happened with the NASDAQ here, the NASDAQ took that trade around is around a little bit over 930. Yes, is around 940 took that trade. Those here, if we look at the entry here, is around 930 as well. So right now, if we go back to the condition, the market condition, this is where we called short, perfect short. To the take, pullback re-entry short. It was a perfect call to go short. And if we notice here, as we said, I know what is my auto trade is doing. I know how he took the reversal. I know what he's trying to do. But as you see here, the market starts sinking. To our traders, in that you have a closed position here. And if you see the market is sinking, you can immediately close the trade. And that does not mean your auto trade will be deactivated. You just close this position here and you wait for the second trade. So now if we look at the confliction between the ES and the Nasdaq, and believe me or not, when there is confliction, there is no money you're gonna be making. I don't care what type of auto trade you are using, whether it's ours or somebody else, is irrelevant. We use the latest technology, and I'm very sure most of those traders, they're not using the latest technology, just glue in a couple indicators and call it auto trades. If we see the ES, it is now getting stronger, and now the market analyzer start getting stronger, which you are the first one to predict. That's mean we are getting somewhere with the ES. You are 10 steps ahead of every single trader looking at any stupid indicator. You are aware of the ES start getting stronger. It's not cooked yet, it's in the oven, but it's going to be ready very soon to grab a long trade on it. And if we look at the Nasdaq, condition, the sellers over the buyers, and the market analyzer is lighting like a Christmas tree. Some of them are in the green, some of them are in red, indicating this market is waiting to see what is going to happen. Now, if you think you can go long in here, why all those many lines? When there are many lines, where is the price indicating there is a chop market? The closer the lines gets to each other, this mean it's very choppy, sideways. You cannot trade it. When the lines are sprayed out, this mean there is an open doors for you to take a trade. I don't know. Let me look at the CL. The CL is no better than the others. So you can see how the Nasdaq, where we call the trade, is still keep coming back to the same entry. What happened with this yellow number? This yellow number, you have to be careful. As you see here, this is a typical behave in the market. You can see the Nasdaq came into this yellow number the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time. But you have to look at this yellow number as a door, and you're trying to kick that door. The first time you kick that door, it doesn't move. The second time, the third time, the fourth time, this door gets weaker, and then it takes one more kick, and then you break the door. So this is the door you need to kick for a few times before we change the momentum from short to long. So this is the number. Anything below that number is short, anything above that number is long. So this is a totally different approach to the market, because this number is not just a moving average, it's calculating tick by tick. And if you notice, this is also, we have covered the reversal on the webinar, and it's very, very, if you notice here, the bars are away from those moving averages. The farther the bar is away, the stronger the trend is. And then it is very strong, and then went one direction and now kissed that moving average. So we had a trend, and then once this line touched the bar the party is over. Now, if we look anywhere you want to look, it's the same story. Everywhere you want to look, it's the same story. So we've been doing this for many years. We've been developing for over 16 years. So we know every single indicator in and out, how it behaved for the last 16 years. We're not just a little kids coming out of a cheap app trying to sell a system for a couple $100, based on ATRs. So now, as you see here, the NASDAQ is not anymore. If you are out of a trade, we have on the NASDAQ right now 2,600. If you are out of a trade, there is no way you can take your trades in here anymore, because what happened in here, the NASDAQ is trying to break that door, and he tried the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time. So it's no longer that line as a re-entry short anymore. If you can do that, especially to our traders, when you see it hit the first time is a re-entry, the second time is re-entry, but then you have to leave it alone. You should not keep trying to, on the pullback re-entry, taking a short trade, because now it's been trying very hard to break that line, and it is right now gathering this momentum, and could be broken within the next 5 minutes. So right now, if you are out of a trade, you have an auto trade and you're out of a trade with a NASDAQ, you need to halt your auto trade for a while. Now, maybe your auto trade is going to take long or short, and you're going to nail it. There is one auto trade is going to go on the NASDAQ long, and another auto trade is going to go short on it. One of them is going to nail it. Does not mean that man is consistent. He just hit the jackpot on that trade by luck. And with the trading, there is nothing called luck. With all the respect, we have some people, they pray when they are, trading, and we have seen people, I have a guy from New York, his wife hired a psychic for him to tell him which auto trade to use today, scalper A or scalper B. He freaked me out when he told me, and this guy don't know how he trade. He hardly know how to turn on Ninja Trader. So we have seen all kind of creepy approach to the market. Leave everything out and try to use your head. Sometimes it helps you to be consistent trader, not just guessing a trader. Now, if we look at the ES, and we see the ES is keep sinking because of this big resistance, and it's not helping the NASDAQ to break out to the long side, because they have to be in sequence. Doesn't matter whether you are trading ES or NASDAQ, they have to be in sequence. The gate to the future trading, whether you are trading ES or not, maybe you're only saying, oh, okay, I only trade gold, or I only trade NASDAQ, I only trade CL. The gate to the future trading is to keep your eye on the best signal in the house, which is the ES. You cannot underestimate the ES, what it does. If you understand, maybe because there is some new traders, they don't understand how powerful the ES is still presenting the 500 company. So you cannot just avoid 500 company. So the ES, it is it is a gate to evaluate what's going on in the market and make a combination evaluation. I have studied the AI systems. I try to understand on all the development with the AI system, which I become professional with it. And I have tested the AI, and I even forced the AI system to build system for me I used some of my system to see if he can improve it. I've been working with the AI system now for quite time. I know how it works in and out. And one thing it came out with is it's just a black box, and with a lot of arrows, and then you fix the arrows on it, and still don't have the touch as the programmer doing the actual work. As an example, I try to combine the ES with the NASDAQ with the AI, and I try to make some kind of signal, and we put many hours with that developer just as an AI, and we have tried with different AIs, not just one or two. We have tried with different companies. They're all the same. They fail to give you a robust system that still is not as good as a human interfering and adjusting the code to this instrument you want to use. Another things also, the stop losses are not accurate with the AI. As an example, when you are putting a system on an AI, I mean, you need to keep it within 10 ticks on the ES. And like some other companies which I have seen, they are making you using 15 minutes and 30 minutes a chart, but they don't tell you what is the stop loss on an ES with a 15 minutes chart. If you want to know what is your stop loss on a 15 minutes chart, just open a 15 minutes chart and measure the bar, how big it is. So you need at least 50 ticks on the ES, and you need like 300 ticks on the NASDAQ to auto trade 15 minutes a chart. This is not profitable. So when you are trying to make a tight trade based on 1 minute and trying to add stop losses and trailing stops, the AI fail to make it tight. You know, the AI can do something with a daily chart if you want to trade a crypto on a long run. If you wanted to trade maybe Forex on a long run, not over immersion yourself, but not for day trading, if something can give you an entry and you gotta keep your finger crossed it will work. The coding on the AI is not as glamour as everybody trying to. You see beautiful chart, but it's not working. And and then when you test it, it says you have $100 in 1 month. So when you are optimizing this and tell you have a profit $100 after 1 month, the optimization you need to knock out of it 90%, the 10%, because you're not counting the slippage and the commission and all this nonsense. So don't say, I'm going to spend more time with the AI. What you need, there is something you need to evaluate as a human. You cannot be dependent on an autopilot for the rest of your life. You cannot. You still need to manage a little bit. And when I see, as an example, does not require that much. When I see it's not in sequence, you don't need an AI for that. When I see the ES and the NASDAQ and the YM, each one of them going in one direction, I can bring a guy from a bodega and he can comprehend that he needs to slow down on his trade when there is 3 instruments are not in sequence. So there is still many simple things can help you without being in the class for the next 10 years trying to learn price action. We don't want to teach you price action. The whole idea is how we can avoid losing trade and how we can decide when we are going to enter the market or when we are going to leave this market alone. This is an example. The first one, I didn't pay attention if it made money or not. It don't seems like it made money, broke on the break even. And now if you look on the scalper, is still taking the same trade from the fib reversal, and it's gonna go up, and it's gonna go. I don't have a tight trailing stop. If I have a tight trailing stop, you can put a tight trailing stop 5 ticks, 3 ticks, but I don't, because I normally like to keep the trailing stop far from the price action. But let's say you can adjust it to make it a very tight trailing stop, 3 ticks, 4 ticks, 5 ticks. You can do that. But I'm not interested in taking a trade to make $50. I'm not interested to take a trade to make $100, even on the scalper. I would like to maximize the trade as much as I can. However, like as an example, if this market come in here to 6751 and I have a heavy resistance, you have a button here. You can say, okay, let me take this profit out. I'll take that profit out. So now I got $75 on the scalper. That's fine. If it takes another trade and I want to take it out, you can do that. Or you can let the auto trade do it for you. Or you can make a tight trailing stop, or you can make a loose trailing stop. As an example, on an ES, I try to break even, and when it breaks even, it's no longer costing me any money. But the trailing stop, I usually use 10 to 15 ticks of trailing stop on the ES. I like to give 3-point movement on the trailing stop, even if it's a scalper. I put the trailing stop a little bit far, but then the auto trade, when he sees he needs to close the trade, he's gonna do it by himself. I don't need to interfere with it. So I use the auto trade to calculate when to close the trade, but in the same time, I like to keep the trailing stop far from it. Now, if you are interested in the $75 or $100 trade, you can use the trailing stop for 3, 4, 5 ticks, and then you will pick up a lot of small trades if you want to. Like as an example here, that trade went up to almost 300. I was busy explaining what's going on. I didn't pay attention to it, but if I have the trailing stop, I would have got $200 on it, which we can activate the trailing stop on it, and I can show you that I can make it very tight on the trailing stop and break even, and then we can demonstrate that for you again. And I'm gonna reset the auto trade to the stop loss. I'm gonna use 10 ticks, make it very tight, break even 5 ticks, and then the trailing stop I will be using one stop loss, break even, and here it is. I can make it very tight if I want to, and let it work, and immediately can lock profit if you want to. So we'll leave it alone, and we will see what happens. So let's go back to the Nasdaq. As we see, the Nasdaq came into this yellow line couple of 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. He finally broke it, but we're not out of the wood yet. We're not. If we look, the ES is yanking the market down. The market analyzer is not all in the green. And then if we look at the market analyzer, it's not in sequence. This means this market has no direction. When the market has no direction, don't think, or you or your auto trade, can make a decision for the market when the market has no decision. Don't guess. Do not guess the trade in any type of a trading. You always stay technical. On a different market today, I went in early on I know what is gonna happen. I went early on one position. Finally, I got bored with it after 1 hour, still was in the same place, so I closed it. So always disciplined, patient. It pays off much better than to jump on the wagon early and stay. It is hard, but stay a little bit more like a German type. They are very disciplined people. They are, you know, in the trading, you find the culture from every country has an impact on his trading. If we take as an example German people, very disciplined. I mean, I have many clients from Germany. Some of them, they work for the Porsche company in the engineering department. I have one has an oil company. I mean, I have some serious investors from Germany, and we go a lot to Germany, and we have a company with 13 traders. Not my company, somebody else. We develop for them. But they are very disciplined when you're trying to explain things. If you take an Indian guy, the Indian guy is very smart and very well educated, but it's like he wants a winning trade yesterday. He don't have the patience, and that's his weakness. We have a couple banks who use our system and their platform, and they are impatient people, and the impatient have an impact on their results with the trading. They're not disciplined, you know, where the Germans are disciplined, and the same, they are very smart people, but one is patient, one is not patient. Does not mean they are bad traders, no, but the culture has impact on their trading. The personality on the trading, your personality have a great impact on your results with your trading. And if you take, I'm not gonna call this country, if you take one of those guys somewhere from Middle East, they just want it to be automatic, and he doesn't want to use his head, and he doesn't want to understand. He just want to turn it on and go to sleep. You go to South America, they are very good with their hands, and they need to work a little bit harder to understand. So every country, the culture has impact. Does not mean one is good and one is bad, no. But sometimes the culture has impact on their trade, and this is the biggest example from Indian to German. They both are smart people, good culture, very polite, but one is disciplined and one is hot. He wants the winning trading happen yesterday, and the other guy, the German, if he cannot find a winning trade today, he'll say, I'll pick up one tomorrow. So this is the different with the temperament as a human. Culture has an impact on does not mean one country is better. No, don't get me wrong. It is just the temperament is different. So when I'm saying to be calm, you have to be thinking like the Germans. Relax. You're not gonna miss anything, and you need to take your time, look at the market before you jump on the trade. You know, I mean, I have one of my best friends in Texas. I mean, we are like brothers, and one time I was installing the software for him, giving him an update, and the guy was taking a trade while I'm doing the update in Texas. ES Nasdaq, I said, you're just like a cowboy with two guns. Can you wait till I'm done and then you can be a cowboy? And he was laughing. So even in the USA, from one state to another, have a different temperament. And while I'm doing, he was like just a little cowboy with two guns and trying to take a live trade, not sim. He was taking a live trade on the ES and Nasdaq, and I screamed. I said, "Do you have to be cowboy right now with two guns?" So this is the culture sometimes, or this personality has impact on the trading. So that's what I'm trying to get you. Don't get me somewhere I don't want to be into it. So right now on the Nasdaq, right now we broke up. This is very good. You can take a long trade here. This is an aggressive trade. But if you are a conservative trader, you need to wait till this market gets out, pull back, and this is here when it's confirmed is a support, has not been confirmed is a support because this is a double resistance, then you can take it on the pullback re-entry. The problem with the Nasdaq, every time you see double support or resistance, you have a problem. There is no market, ES or Nasdaq, when it comes in like what you have seen here on the Nasdaq. When you see double resistance or double support, you have a problem. It's not the market able to break it immediately. It's gonna come and flirt with the support or Nasdaq for quite time before it's able to break it. Only on the breaking news is gonna cut the double support like a knife. On a breaking news or some news the market didn't like, then yes, it will break it. Now, if you notice here, even if you take a long trade, you have a double resistance, you're gonna struggle with the trade to go and move up all the way to the 24.983. So even as an example, if I'm scalping, I'm scalping and I see the scalper taking a trade on 24,959. I know it is a small trade. Maybe I don't want that trade. And this is exactly what the scalper did right now. Took the trade and on the ES. But if it was a Nasdaq, this is the same auto trade. I just reset it and put a very tight trailing stop and a stop loss on it. And if you notice what I do, always I make it a break even immediately. You can make it a break even plus one tick. So right now when you see this break even immediately, now it is out of my bag. I put it on the side, one of the monitors. I don't need to deal with it because now it is a free flight. So every time you break even, you no longer need to deal with it. Now it is a free trade. It's not costing you any money. So I will keep it on the side. If I want to look at it, I can go ahead and close, take some profit, or the trading stop is going to kick in into the trade, and then it's going to make it really tight if you want to. So right now let's go back, and this is the same auto trade. Took the trades from here and here, I don't remember where, but I reset it to show you that we can make it very tight. Okay, the Nasdaq now is coming to the second base where it is a double resistance, and as you see where the Nasdaq is hitting the double resistance and it got stuck. Can you see? So that's why now it is coming up very good. That's good. So on the pullback re-entry, you can take an order, a buy order on it if you want to. And now the ES start changing direction. The ES start changing direction. It's not out of the wood yet. There is buyers coming in, pushing the market higher. It fell, and it's gonna make the ES fell from the this area here, 24,974. Let's see if this one here used to be resistant, now becomes support. So let's see, this is coming to the confirmation if this one here gonna hold. If it's not, it's gonna go back to square one, is right here, and that's exactly what happened. It's gonna come to square one. Because this is what right now, and if we let it be, this is the re-entry long on the Nasdaq, and now it's been confirmed. This one here become a solid support, and let's see, within a minute we can choose the entry on the Nasdaq if you are doing manually. If you are auto trading, you're doing fine. You need to close your position to the short and direct, if you want to, your auto trade on the Nasdaq to long trades only. If you want to have an early start, or if you prefer, if you are a conservative trader, you need to wait till the ES cross the 6,754, then both are long direction, both are in sequence, both are tradable. So as we see right now, the market is sinking again on the Nasdaq, and this is not good. Just got rejected, and it seems like it's gonna go again to the dive to the short, and we'll see if the ES cross this support area. That means we are officially back again to the short side, and it seems like we're done it. We are back to short side. When the buyers trying to push the market up, they failed to push this market, and the market took the opposite direction. And here it is. Welcome to trading. Nothing can be done. Only if there is some news I didn't see. Okay, there is the Feds at 12:35. We have the rest are not important, but we have the Feds at 12:35 today. Okay, that will explain why the market is spooking today. You see again, the Nasdaq stopped at this yellow number. Always pay attention to this yellow number. This yellow number indicate if we are going to stay long or we're gonna change the momentum to the short. The buyers equal to the sellers, but everything is mixed. There is buyers trying to push the market up, and all the technical indication is saying short. And this is oh, Trump is speaking. Okay, that's explained. Thank you, Ben. You're always lifesaver. Okay, that explains why the market going up and down, because one of my traders said Trump is speaking at the UN, and we have the Feds at 12:35, so that will explain the volatility in the market, of course. Well, President Trump always can move the market. That's for sure. You have to give him credit for that. And the rest of the market all the way down, down, down. Everything is down. Crypto even down. Everything is down. I don't have the luxury to watch what President Trump is saying, but I will look at it later. I'm looking forward to see what he's saying. And I don't see any trades anywhere actually, especially the ES. There is no trades on the ES. It is short on the ES, but you know, this is funny because you have some people trying to buy on the ES, and the ES going down is coming down to the support area 67.42. So this is funny. Sometimes you see something doesn't make sense when the chart plot, there is some buyers just jump in with big orders, and then you see the market keep going down. You know, this is something as a part of your trading. There is no long on the Nasdaq. Be careful. I don't know how much contract the difference is. When it blink, those orders are filled. I have no when there is a big power of position has went in, but I cannot see. You know, you cannot see everything. You need to be out of a Ninja Trader to see everything. And I mean, we are very busy, but it's enough when it blinks. You have to understand that there is some big order moved in, and not like the ones you have seen, the measure the buyers and the sellers. No, is because those indications are wrong reading, and you see many amateur traders trying to measure, and it looks good, but it's not accurate. The reason it's not accurate, I can put an order to buy 100 ES on that level, and when I see I'm trying to get filled, I can cancel it. So this is not accurate, but when it blinks, it's telling you moved into the market, that trade. So there's a difference between measuring. We are measuring the buyers and the sellers here with the 6 different time frame combined to give us accuracy, the buyers over the sellers. But when it blinks, indicating it moved into the market, whether it's red or green. So don't underestimate it when it blinks, and especially you see it the most of the time. I mean, yes, there is, you can pick up a fib from a junkyard sale on Sunday afternoon somewhere. But the real fibs, the working fibs, they are maybe 3 out of 100. We are one of them. And because we keep maintaining and calculating on those fibs from the server, not from your chart. And you see that the blink started when there is a major fib. And sometimes if you're watching the fib and it is a hard fib, not a soft one. And sometimes you see the charts start to blink in, whether it's green or red, indicating they are looking at the same level as you are with your fibs. So when you see start to blinking, this means they're trying to break that line, and they're trying to push it. So if you keep your eye close on it, they don't blink every single minute, but mainly if you keep looking at your chart, as an example is coming to the 6745, and it got stuck on that fib and they want to push the market down, you start seeing the blinking for a few seconds because heavy order come in. So always most of the time you see the fibs and the lights works together. So when, let's say, maybe on the Nasdaq right now, if they wanted to push where we cannot push the market, we have no inventory, we're borrowing, we are renting this ES and we are delivering it back before the market close. So we have no inventory to keep the ES running 24/7. That's why you broker close your position and open your position, because you don't have $70,000 on your account to keep holding the ES overnight. But the same guy you are taking the ES from, you have no inventory, the same guy is trying to push the market up or down. So you are not just running against somebody in China trading, you are running against big elephants. So now if we watch on those here, maybe if they want the Nasdaq up, now it's coming to now it's Trump talking. So all the technical analysis are gone right now, because the market is impacted by President Trump, what he's saying. I don't know what he's saying right now. So the impact in the market depends on what President Trump is saying. And or the Feds. It don't have to be President Trump, it could be the Feds. So right now the market is reacting to what Ben said. Trump is speaking at the UN. So if you notice here, if the market if they didn't blink, this means they're not trying to push it hard and break that line. So you see most of the time the lights comes on when they're trying to break a major line. So and believe me or not, your fibs, they are like any institutional fibs. Trust me on this. So here it is. This does not make sense. You should not be taking the trades anymore, because the market is reacting to President Trump. All the indication does not say you have a long trade. All the technical, there are two things in the trade, and they are fundamental and technical. On the future, you stay on technical. So don't get scared, you're gonna miss out on a trade. You're not gonna miss out on anything in the future trading. Don't miss up, because the future trading is not gonna keep going up and not pulling back. It's gonna, every number has to go back and reconfirm. Remember that. So don't get excited, don't get temperament that, oh God, I'm gonna miss that trend. You're not going to miss anything. Every single number has to be reconfirmed. Every fib has to be reconfirmed. Whether it is a resistance has to be reconfirmed. It does not work in the air. So you stay technical. So when we see this movement here on the Nasdaq, don't get excited. Look at your technical and say, it doesn't make sense right now. This does not make sense. I'm out of it. I'm not gonna jump into it, because sometimes, whether we like it or not, there is some fake movement in the market, whether you like it or not. So what you say, I'm not gonna get excited, let it be. So that's why you stay technical. Okay, this is very good question. The stars. The star under the candles, they are really sweet. As you see, some candles has no stars. Some candles has. Especially if you are a manual trader, you appreciate it. When there is confirmation is going down, you can see the start plot. Look. Very good. I salute you for seeing this. If you notice, that's mean keep going. Simple as that. If we look here, there is no stars anymore. You see? You don't have a short trend anymore. You see? Here is telling you keep going. It came into the support, the stars disappear. So when you are in the manual trading, or if you have an auto trade, you don't know if you need to close position or not. You see start on your candle, hold your horse before you close the trade. Until the stars disappear, if you wanted to close a trade. Let's look at the CL. The CL is right now. Let's see where is the CL. If you look at the CL, you start having stars, disappear, stars, stars, stars. And look, here you got another system telling you to sell. So if we are in auto trade, you don't need to be genius. It tells you to sell. Sometimes the signal fell. If this signal here fell, it's going to plot another signal at 63.71, sell. If the first one didn't work, the second one is going to work. And this is not repaint. It stays. So when you see the sell, this means you need to get out of here. Not on the first sell signal, maybe on the second sell signal. This is another system working in the chart independently. The reverse, this is another one. Telling you to take short. Here is your floor fibs. Here is telling you short. And those are your stars. And if we notice, the stars start disappearing, indicating you have a trend exhausting. You look at your trend exhausting, you can see it start floating to the other side. So always read what the chart is telling you. You don't have to use your head, only use your and then you have a small triangle. This is another signal because we don't want it to populate the chart too much. So you have another one here. It's plotting, not the start. This means keep going long. Look at this. The start telling you go long, go long. Here start disappearing, and then start telling you to go for it. So, and here start disappearing, and here start. Can you see the pattern on this one? So if I have this star and that is on a full throttle long, indicating keep going. whether you are auto trading or manual. So as an example, if I want to evaluate, should I take profit or should I let the auto trade make decision for me? Because you get a lot of questions. Does the auto trade close by itself? Yes, close by itself with a trailing stop loss, whatever you want. But right now, if we look at the CL, I have a trade, whether it is $2,000 or $2 or 200 is irrelevant. I'm coming to hard resistance, double resistance. Remember, when you have a double resistance, you have a problem, always. Whether it is a support or resistance. Another thing, the farther the bar away from this line, the stronger the trend is. True? Now if we look here on this, we can see it's a matter of time before they start kissing. And when they start kissing, that means the trend is over. I'm trying to simplify it for you. So on top of that, we have the sell signal, another system telling you to sell. You have a trade, it's telling you to sell. It's a climb into the 63.72. There is a star. Don't close right away. Wait till the stars start disappearing. So this one can give you a little momentum here. It's telling you hold your horse on closing position. Now we are at the end of this trend. This moving average is about a matter of time before they start kissing. That means the trend is over. You have a sell position. It's telling you to take a profit or reverse. And then this one here most likely is going to plot a second sell signal in here, in this area here at 63.69. Because of a swing trading, some people don't understand swing trading. Swing trading is not based on stop loss or tight, stupid trailing stop. I'm so much against the stupid trailing stop, because God gave us a brain to keep our trailing stop under a fib line, not to put it up in the air, only if you want to close position. So with the swing trading is different from scalping. Swing trading, your trailing stop. Let me give you an example. On this chart itself, if you were using a trailing stop, you would have stopped out here at this level. You would have stopped out in here on the trailing stop. If you have the trailing stop even bigger, you would have stopped out here permanently on that trade. But you got the extra edge on it, and it closed right there. So on the swing trading, it's not gonna close on the high on the swing trading. Here's an example. We have $4,000 on that trade. If you are using a stupid trailing stop, you will never see $1,000 on any single trade in your life, because this wick would have knocked you out of that trade, will leave you with a few hundred. So the swing trading, you need to be away from the price. In order for that trade to close automatically, let's say now it is 4,000 swing trading in a profit. It's not gonna close at 4,000, because that swing trader might go to 8,000. If you look to the previous videos, we had one trade on the Nasdaq when the market was moving on one trade we had 18,000. If you know how to trade future, it brings more money than the crypto on a daily basis. If you are a long-term investment, go ahead, buy whatever turns you on in the crypto, put it in a dead wallet, cold wallet, and put it to sleep for the next 10 years. Don't look at it. Don't look at the prices. You either get banana after 10 years or you are a very rich man after 10 years. If this trade wants to close, that trade only is going to close when the trend has changed. In order for that trend to change, now you have 4,000, it might close at 2,000, where it's been confirmed the short trade is over. So the market has to turn around somewhere around there. Thank you, Adil. We have many traders become very professionals. And so the difference in the swing trading, you need to keep your eye in the market. Why? If we leave this one alone, it might go to 8,000, but if the market turn around, you're not gonna have $4,000 in profit. You're gonna have a couple $1,000 in profit, because that trade is not gonna close on the first bar pullback. Then it's not swing trading anymore. When you are scalping, you are not going to see $1,000 trade. You're not. When you are using trading stop, you're not. The most stupid things ever, people teaching new traders to use a dummy trading stop with optimization. They are not helping that trader, they're just making him a robot. And you're not a robot. That's why when you get in on the plane, there is a captain. I don't know how many people listen to us today. Which man with right head is gonna put his family on an airplane with no pilot in it? Tell me which one. I would not. I will wear a donkey. I'll buy a donkey and travel on a donkey before I go on an airplane and there is no pilot in there. So I have a seminar in I mean, when I'm traveling, I always look at the captain, because I was an aircraft engineer. I always like to see an older captain on the airplane. I don't like those, especially when you are in Europe, you see a guy with a white teeth. He looked like a Tom Cruise, you know, he looked like a gigolo, and he's going to fly me. That doesn't feel good. When I see a guy with white hair, especially on an overseas flight, I'm relaxed. So I don't want a guy is you know, he looked like a James Bond movies. So that guy can make me nervous. So on the swing trading, as we see right now, the secret with the swing trading, which you can double up and triple up your profit by understand when you can override the auto trade and say, this is enough for me today. As an example, we used to have 4,000. Now you just blow $1,000 away, you see, for not using our head. So let's go back to the CL as we speak. Look where it says CL. You see, I told you it's gonna plot the second one here, where the CL got struggled on the double resistance, where we had the warning before it fell. The second one is not gonna plot all day long. Sell. It's not. The max you can see is signal sell the max 3 times. If it's not going to hit the first time, it's going to hit the second time. If it's not going to hit the second time, the third time, absolutely, you're going to hit the jackpot on it, on a reversal. So if we go back here, we are coming to the projection. We have a couple sell orders. We have a double resistance. Why you need to fight it? How much profit you have? 2,400. Close position. You're done. You're done. Now, if we look at the CL itself, it's a struggling CL. Maybe it's going to go one more bar. Do I really need this bar? Because it also can go the other direction. We have a couple sell signal. We come into the resistance, and if you notice on the resistance, Adil, it came in and hit the first time, the second time, and now it's trying to get the third time. Another indication, I didn't see that, but look at it. Your trend exhaustion turning negative. Your trend exhaustion turning negative. And a second ago, the 1 minute is not really important, can change from red to green. I don't take the 1 minute seriously. The buyers over the sellers, I got that. And look, the CL, it is, look, remember that, Adil. The first time it was on a high, you can see this, low, high, and start. So if we take a picture of it, you can see, I don't like to draw on the charts. If we take a picture of it, we can see, can you see this? Can you see this? It's getting weaker. You know? It's trying, but it's getting weaker. So it might break those resistance. It might break those resistance. It might go another bar or two, but I'm satisfied with my profit. All the indication telling me to get the hell out, and I'm gonna get out. We cannot chase wild goose. We cannot time the market to the last bar. Don't do that. If you're happy with the results, what the auto trade give you, what time right now it is? 11:14. You should be closing all your trade at 11 o'clock and finish for today. You should not be staying no more than 11 o'clock, from 9:30 to 11 o'clock. Or 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock. And now it's time for you to disconnect yourself from the market. Go grab yourself something to eat, relax, go buy flowers to your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is, and stay away from the market. Come back 1 o'clock in the afternoon and start trading again. If you see something, you will take it. You already made your profit. If you cannot make a profit from 8:30, 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, this is the high time, you're not gonna make money in the afternoon. Turn off the computer, go watch a movie, do something, wash your car, whatever. So tomorrow, another day, another fight with the market. But don't sit miserably 8 hours because you start making mistakes. When you sit 8 hours, smoke start coming out of your ears and your nose. You're burned out, you're finished. You start making mistake when you are doing manual trade. Especially you, I know you do manual trading. Limit yourself from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock, finished, stay away from the computer, come back at 1 o'clock. You need to have at least a couple hours. Your brain is disconnected from the market. Because when you come back at 1 o'clock, you're fresh again. If you stay the whole day, you start messing up. You start making a wrong decision. Again, as what I said earlier today, the attitude, your personality is 50%, and your indicators, your platform, another 50%. The first things you need to do, if you have a friend or a buddy, he's a negative, kick his hiney out of the door immediately. If you are chatting with somebody who is negative, kick him out. You do not need negative. If our wife's giving us a hard time, close the door, say, don't disturb me. You know, And my children figured out that. So when they need something, when they were young, they waited on me till I take a trade, and then one time she wants a race cat, and she waited behind the door when she was. I mean, children are clever. When I positioned myself, she heard it, and she came in. She said, "Daddy, can I have a cat?" I said, "Okay, have your mother get you cat." And then I find out it was a racer cat. I freaked out. It was 1,500, and you said, "Well, you told her to go get it." I was trading, wasn't paying attention. That was many years ago. So my children was adopted to ask for favors when I'm trading, because I will say yes to get them out of the room. So what I'm saying is, take the negative people out when you are trading. If you have a neighbor bothering you, or you had a problem driving or something, you're upset, you've been fighting with the family, do not trade that day. Skip it. Do not trade that day if you are upset. You have to be in a very good mood before you start trading. Because if you're not in a good mood, you're upset, somebody piss you off, your neighbor, wife, children, whatever, then you can start making mistake. Actually, when we started in Geneva, I was very young, and they had a psychology doctor for us, and you have to go talk to him constantly, once a week. And I was laughing, because I came from the state, working in Stinson Airport, in Dalford Aviation, in Southwest Airlines, and this kind of stressful environment. And here is a guy, he wants to talk to you once a week to see how you feel, or if you have a problem. And I was laughing. I said, what an idiot company wasting. But now when I got older, I find out, not because we are beautiful people and they were looking after our condition, they were looking after their money, and make sure that we're not going to mess up when we were taking decision. My section was the gold and the silver. I was not on the currency. But so I thought that there were a bunch of idiots, but it turned out I was the idiot. So the psychology behind the trading, it is much more important than your indicator and your auto trade. When you see those people, they want to treat the market as a dishwasher machine. 95% they are failure traders. They can get away with any kind of auto trade for a day or two, but then on a bad day, they lose their pants off. And here it is, the denial. They don't blame themselves, they didn't do their homework. They blame the auto trade, or they blame the wife, or they blame Ninja Trader, or whatever platform you are using, but they cannot see they are the ones who made or fell. They deny. They are, and that is the worst trader ever. The guy who deny that the mistake was coming from him. I have a negative corner in my trade too. I still sometimes fall in the trap. I'm stubborn, and it most of the time work, but sometimes I pay high price because I'm stubborn in the trading. As an example, I don't overmerge myself, but if I say I'm taking a short here and the market went against me, I say no, it's going back down, because my calculation, it has to be short. So I also have weakness. I get stubborn in the trade, and that is not good. I'm very patient, very disciplined, but I have minus, and I've been working on it. But still, your personality override your head, and my personality, I can get very stubborn, and sometimes it can be very expensive to be stubborn, and I have weakness too, So every trader has weakness. There is some traders have weakness with exit. There is some traders have a weakness to go live. They need to see someone can help them beside the the wife is not the biggest example. One time when we were trading stocks, I did my homework. I bought the real Motorola, an option and everything. I invested. The news came out as expected, and a guy on the television said, I'll never forget this guy. He said, good news is not necessarily good news. Sometimes good news can be bad news. And I lost a little over $50,000. And when I saw the profit sinking, my arms couldn't move to close position. My wife was very helpful that night. She brought me tea. She was nice. She gave me a hug. She said, well, you make it again, and all this. And the second day, I dropped an ashtray on the carpet. Man, she was about to divorce me. She was screaming and hitting her head to the ceiling. So I was looking at her. I practically ran away from the house because she lost her mind. But the day before, when I lost $50,000, she was the best woman ever met in my life. So you cannot depend on your wife all the time, because depends how we manage to piss our women off. So dropping an ashtray was a disaster. Losing $50,000 to her, it was nothing. So so you cannot depend on the wife to give you support all the time, you know. And when I first started, she said, which idiot can sit down and look at numbers all day? I said, well, I don't know. You go on the internet all day long doing shopping. So they cannot see it, what we are doing, you know. And so it's okay for them to sit on the internet for hours doing shopping, but they don't understand us if we're trying to make money with the market. I mean, why you are looking at the numbers all day long? So you cannot depend on the wife or children to give you support. So I think we are done for today. Normally we are finished around 11 o'clock. Today we are almost 30 minutes. And there is nothing left in the market. I don't know if President Trump is still talking, but we are done for today. I wish you a very nice day today, and we'll what is the day today? Okay, we'll see you another day at 10 o'clock, the same channel. Thank you very much, and God bless everyone. And please be safe. There is nothing. Go ahead and take a break for 1 hour, or, you know, like talking before I get out, like talking to you about swing trading, Adil. A few minutes ago, you had 4,000, and now you are 2,000. Exactly what I told you. On the swing trading, we can rely on the auto trade to close position if we are eating, watching a movie. But if you took that trade from here, you would have made 4,000. So on the swing trading, sometimes, look, we missed 1 bar on the CL, but right now you have a reversal and it starts sinking. So it's okay to miss 1 bar. You know, you made plenty of money. It's okay to miss 1 bar. Take my advice. Remember this in your head. Somebody, an older guy, told me that 32 years ago when it was no e-mini, no internet, you know, a couple points on the ES, you make couple $1,000. He said, take a profit, regret later. So when you see profit, take it and regret later. So when you see profit and you like the number, take the profit and live with the regrets. Because it's much worse if you had $4,000 and now you have couple $1,000 and you close on $2,000 or $2,800, because it's still those $1,300 you threw away is gonna bug you, knock the hell out of you, especially if you are trading on Friday. Can really that you take it with you on the weekend. So what I'm saying is, you like the number, you see the technical, you say it is done. You know, like, how are you going to explain to an AI system, because I was talking about AI today. Sometimes you are trading and you say, I have a feeling the shorts is finished. How are you going to translate this to an auto trade or an AI? And most of the time when you have feeling like this, you close the trade, couple bars later, the market turn around. So sometimes you have feeling the market is finished. Technically it's finished and it's done, is oversold, overbought, whatever it is. And you say, I better get out. And then it goes down a couple more bars and then turns around and you say, you know, I'm so glad I'm out of it. So always take your profit and regret it later. Remember that. Thank you very much, folks, and we'll see you another day on the stream. Bye.